Wish I could speed up this process every time. I kind of wish it would just open the stream page when I hit stream, so I could check. I just need to check whether the audio sounds good or not. Guess who? Hey man, how's it going? Twitch is saying that the live stream's unstable, which is interesting. Although Twitch has a much better latency, that's kind of crazy. Wow. I don't know why it's saying unstable though. Average stream bitrate too high. I feel like that's not a problem. Okay, I'm just gonna say that it's good. How's your day today, man? I got home, attended an online class, took a shower, and now we're here. It's been good. So I'm gonna be reading the case files of the Coordinator 1 today because it ends tomorrow, unfortunately. And there are quite a few stories that we have to go through, unfortunately. 30 of them. Hopefully at least it's a good story. I don't believe I have any polls to do or anything like that, but might as well check now. Yep, no polls. No polls. As for an update to what I've been doing in the game, just doing dailies, realistically, upping my characters. Here, over... This one? No. Where's my main team? I guess this one. I thought I had a different one. So here's my main team. Not too bad. But I need to go to sleep as soon as possible today, so start reading story. Okay. Case files of the Coordinator 1, The Many Worlds. Okay, I didn't get to read the full title card. Case files of the Coordinator 1, date XX/XX. Changes so small that no one sees them. Forgotten warnings that creep out of nowhere. To actually recognize a case obscured is more difficult than tidily resolving them. That's why I started these secret case files, so that no small change goes unnoticed. Okay. No voice. The answer was right there from the start. But we were led astray. Because it's human nature to turn a blind eye to the truth. And only see what fails to exist. Okay. That's a start. Hi, cat. Mew indeed. I just got pinged. Where's the Discord button? There it is. Never mind. Okay. Think carefully. That's a cat. Its face looks a little weird. It's brown with black stripes. I don't know what else I could come up with. Like, what other conclusion I could come up with? Does what you see truly exist? No. It's a drawing on my screen. It doesn't exist. You don't exist either, which makes a lot of people sad. Oh, that's a book. Does what you see truly... Stop asking me that. No, it doesn't. What? This part gives me the chills every... Oh, so she was reading a book. that was a book she was reading. Okay, interesting. I never thought I'd get so hooked on the case files of Doyle the White Tabby. I don't know if that's a reference to something. I'm not well read enough to get that, I think. The White Tabby. Okay. It was a detective novel I started reading in between clients. It features a white tabby kitten named Doyle and the spooky mysteries that unfold around him. I was thinking how I'd love to solve cases just as brilliantly as he does, and that's when... Well, it's not exactly a white tabby, but alright. Hee hee. And that's when you came along. She's talking to a cat. A white tabby cat. White tabby kitten who looks just like Doyle. I'm gonna be honest, that's brown. There's white in the center. White paws, white mouth, rest of it's brown. There's some tufts in its ears. Like, maybe I just don't know what a tabby looks like. I'm the luckiest girl in the world. I mean, you get a free cat. It's yours now. It's only right that I name you Doyle after one from the book. It's a good name. That was a weird jump. You remembered your name 2 seconds ago. You're such a clever little boy. Okay. 4 canonical males in the Madoka franchise. Excluding most people's dads. You got Madoka's dad. No, 5. You got Madoka's dad, Madoka's brother. Well, actually, I guess Kyubey is not exactly male, but everyone just calls him a he. I don't know if they actually call him he in the Japanese language, but the sub always puts it as he and him. I don't know. And then there's Kyuskiko. What's up, coordinator? Oh, hi, Momoko. Do you need something? Aren't they friends? Why did she just not use her name? It's not even a title either. The Many Worlds Interpretation Posy, Part 1. I'm gonna look up what posy means real quick. I'm actually interested. Posy meaning. Poetical works. Okay. Many Worlds Interpretation Poem, essentially. Part 1. So that was the introduction. I don't have too much time to analyze it, but cat. Nope, I just came to kill some time. You busy? I'm touched, but no, make yourself at home. Bro said you want to get on call or not. You can get on, we can hop on call if you want to. But I am just going to be reading the story. If you want to read it with me, you can. I don't know if it's going to touch on spoilers or not. It is kind of just like a non-canon fun thing right now. So up to you. Just let me know. Oh, wait. Oop. I guess I'll take that as no. Okay. I need to clear the table so that Doyle doesn't get into anything. Doyle? Yeah, he's this kid that started coming over to hang out with me. He's in that mischievous phase, so he can be a bit of a handful sometimes. Cats are kind of always in a mischievous phase until they're like 15 plus, and even then they're still kind of mischievous. Is that right? Oh, but he's not a stray. He belongs to the family living next door, but you named him? He escapes through their window sometimes. He comes over to play, takes a nap, then heads straight home. So this building, the coordinator building, is next to someone's house? I always kind of assumed it was just like located in an abandoned area. I probably just didn't pay enough attention, but that's interesting to find out. So you named someone else's cat and are pretending that he's yours. That's Mitama for you. Well, yeah, I couldn't help it. He looks exactly like Doyle from the case files of Doyle the White Tabby. Hey, I've heard of that. Some kind of detective novel, right? Yeah, I can't put it down. I think that's the one where with an older female fan base. Not too surprised. Oh, really? Why are you out here calling her a crone? That's so rude. Throwing shade. Oh, how I wish a mystery would just pop up somewhere. Wasn't like the entire plot of Magia Record a mystery? I guess she knew in the beginning, so whatever. What? Now you want to play detective? Well, self-inserting's fun. Me and Momoko were chatting like usual when a client walked in. Let's make a guess. It's either going to be a completely random person I've never seen before, or thank you for relaying the message. Although it does break his streak if he doesn't do it in person. Just let him know that. When a client walked in, it's either going to be a completely random person I've never seen before, or someone that it doesn't matter like who it is, or my guess. Probably Rena? Maybe? I don't know. I'm having a hard time remembering the trailer video that they had. Ding ding. Hi there. It is a random. Okay, it's a completely random person with absolutely no substance. It doesn't matter. Hi. There he goes. Some music kicking in finally. I ran to go get my phone as fast as I could. Your message is sending twice again. I'm gonna be streaming for the next couple hours, unfortunately, so I mean, you didn't have to run, but I appreciate the dedication. Welcome to the Yakumo Detective Agency. What can I do for you today? Who is this on the screen? This is Mitama. This is Mitama. You'd probably like her as a character, to be fair. She seems your style. Detective? Since when? Just kidding. You're here for a soul gem adjustment, right? My schedule's wide open today, so I can fit you right in right now. Got my second favorite character. Jeez. Who's your first? You said that before I sent the message. That's not true. I'm certain of that. But who's your first favorite character? Oh, yeah, mommy. Yeah, fair. If you wouldn't mind. Oh, but she was here first, wasn't she? I'm just here to keep her company. I'll go read some manga in the back. And then something strange happened. Could this be the start of a mystery? ... question mark exclamation point. That's part 2 of 30. Oh boy. Not a bad start though. I feel so much better, thank you. Is that what that's supposed to do? I didn't know it was really like a feel better sort of thing. What is that character even do I was only going off of... What in the world did you... Okay, what is that character even do? What? You're gonna need to run that one back, man. Feel so much better, thank you. You're very welcome. If you ever feel ill, just give me a call. What? Since when is she a doctor? Okay. Dot 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 dot. Flashback. Phone. Beat down comment. Why? Who are you beating up? These memories. What's going on? Hi, cat. What do you think, Doyle? She's schizophrenic. Meow. Strange, right? All done? Oh, Momoko. Good timing. I want to ask you something. Yesterday, after sunset, we were here together, weren't we? Yesterday? Yeah, that's right. Iroha lost consciousness after the whole thing with Yachio. So I carried her back here. Flashback. I'll be back. To Kamihama again. Are we in the timeline right now? Right. So we didn't patrol the alley or anything, did we? Huh? Of course not. It's like Momoko said. We'd been watching over Iroha the whole time. So then what was that? Phone. The phone. I like to imagine the whole flashback is just them staring at a floating phone and being very much disgruntled, worried about it. She's so disturbed. Yes, the phone. Sometimes when I'm tuning soul gems, I see the memories of the people they belong to. That must have been a memory of the girl who just left, and based on the date I saw on her phone, it was definitely one from yesterday. Holy, photographic much? What? Man. And according to that, she ran into us while we were patrolling the alley. We were here the whole time. Did I see a memory that shouldn't exist? I mean, that's not exactly impossible. What's with the questions? Did she ask you anything? I mean, think about it. You and me on patrol? That's hilarious. You don't even fight witches. She was right. I was not cut out for fighting witches. Thank you for the inner dialogue. That was so insightful. That's why I started my business. Why are we having this expose? I guess some people haven't watched Magia record. The thing is, like, I watched the series specifically to catch up for this game, so I feel a little bit patronized. So I started my business. I provide adjustments for the other magical girls and receive grief seeds for my services. Service. One service. Nothing else. You're right. Can you imagine me on patrol? I had to mute to sneeze. Wait, hold on. Are you saying that you remember things? Are you saying that you remember things differently? What? No, of course not. I'm just having an episode. How old is Mitama? She's probably about the age where she just, like, is insane, right? Mitama. Yakumo. Fandom. Control F. Age. I'm not saying an age. Yeah, the Wikipedia doesn't... Oh, wait, personal information? 17. Yeah. Her being insane makes stand ready for my arrival, worm. But, like, why, though? Why are you making vague threats? Saying you're gonna beat someone up? Make a reference to one of the hardest scenes in all of Invincible? That was so flippin' cool. But if I were, it'd be a huge mystery for us to solve, Miss Investigative Assistant. She's crashing out. Oh, now I'm part of this too? Maybe this time you'll learn. Well, that's a reference to season 1, right? No. Wait. What is that? Which part of that is a reference words? 1? Yeah, it's season 1. Was that him talking to Mark? Also, by the way, I've found that the latency on Twitch is better, so if you want better latency, I'd go there. How long do you play? How long do you plan on playing Detective? That was a nice ringtone. Uh-oh, I gotta go. When he was holding Mark up against the train and the train ran through him, you could even say Mark got a train ran on him. In a sense, I guess. More like he ran on the train, but hey. See ya, coordinator. See you later, Momoko. A trigger that sets a case in motion may appear as a minor oddity. It's like the beginning of volume 2, isn't it, Doyle? Man, she is just... She is such a middle-aged woman. I want to watch, like... No, well, yeah, watch too. And read, like, the Sherlock Holmes stuff. I don't know what that's... I hate Oliver. Dude, I hate Oliver so much. He's a piece of crap. I hate his guts. He's just the worst. What I saw on her phone. Doyle? Oh, I guess he went home. In the novel, oddities are used to foreshadow a much bigger mystery. But in real life, those things usually remain a mystery and leave you puzzled. I wonder which today's will be. Okay. Honestly, not too invested so far. Could get better, I guess, but there's not exactly any stakes right now. That minor oddity wasn't an isolated case and kept appearing more and more. Okay. Oliver's the best character by far? Bro, that implies that every other character is the worst. Is this your first time reading this story? Yeah, it is. It is. Interesting. Did you send that on twice on purpose, or was that another, like, did you just put that in my chat twice? Okay. Hey, Momoko. Yeah? You're teamed up with Kaide, right? Yeah, we usually hunt together. I'm about her. Do you know if she's friendly with Nanaka Tokiwa's team? This character is the best. You talking about Mitama this time, or are you talking about Invincible again? It's a little hard to keep up with you. No, but she's friend with Kako. I have a hard time remembering who that is. Kako Natsume. What about the other girls? No, I don't think she's that close with anyone else. White hair girl? Yeah, Mitama. Okay. And do you know if anything's going on between the girls of the Sankyo ward? Sankyo? Probably Sankyo. Was there some big altercation recently? Are you sure? This is Mitama, yeah. Bro said it twice. 3 times. Please don't spam. Please stop. Not that I know of. But I did hear that Nanaka's team wasn't getting along with some other team. Konoha Shizumi's? Yeah, that's the one. I heard that too, but it wasn't anything serious. They were just making sure they understood each other. Do you not know the Omni-Man? Oh, I didn't realize that's what you were doing. They seem to be on good terms now. Well, most teams are. Why do you want to know? Well, when I was tuning that girl's soul gem earlier, I think I saw another Kamihama. Wasn't her whole thing that she just wasn't going to talk about what she saw when looking in people's soul gems? Because, like, the whole idea was that she would see secrets about the people, so she had to remain impartial or whatever. Wasn't that, like, her whole shtick? And now she's just talking to Momoko casually about these people that she's quotably not on specific terms with. Yep, she's supposed to respect privacy. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I haven't read most of Magia Record, like the side stories, personal stories, that kind of thing. I've watched the series. That's it. Mama boss. Okay, man. You do you. I think I saw another Kamihama. Huh? I can tell you what's going on, but there might be no going back. Me neither, but I know she can see memories. Yeah, that's what I remember. Like, there was that whole plot line where she had the whole thing where, like, she came out of her shell in a sense, where she had to block out and like completely cut herself off from other people's memories or whatever because it would affect her. Some crap like that. She can look at, bro, you need to chill, man. That's not okay. I can tell you what's going on, but there might be no going back. You have to promise not to tell anyone. Yeah, she's all about secrecy. You're dying to tell me, aren't you? I cannot with you. Every time you come to my stream, it's just some random thing. I mean, like, last stream you were just talking about Roblox. I provided adjustments for a few more magical girls after that and saw more memories that shouldn't exist. TM. I pieced together those memories and saw a Kamihama that was slightly different from the one we lived in, a world that seemed fit to call the alternate Kamihama. I'm gonna stop reading your comments that are just so out of pocket, man. I cannot. The alternate Kamihama. Over the next 2 days, magical girls with memories of the other Kamihama came for adjustments one by one. I knew who they all were, of course, but as the coordinator, I had to respect their privacy. Yeah, you're really good at that, aren't you, Mitama? I didn't know you had an exception for Momoko. Momoko? That's her name, right? It's not Momo. I think it's Momoko. Except with Momoko. Oh, yeah. Dude, you need to... Caboose, my guy. You knew what you were typing. You knew what you were saying. So I decided to talk to Momoko about it without divulging to whom the memories belonged. Yeah, that's where she draws the line, I guess. To be fair, talking in vague terms about medical topics, I think is okay. Under medical privacy laws. So maybe she's still in the clear from a moral standing? I don't know. First in the alternate Kamihama, you and I are teamed up, just the two of us. It's legal, but still weird. Well, to be fair, this is all, what's the word? Extra legal? Without law. Not really regulated at all. It's kind of hard to do so. Unless you consider, like, Wings of Magius a government or something. Bro said what? Are you okay? Huh? Seriously? And Yachio is like your big sister. That's sounds like personal information right there, but okay. You go to her for advice all the time. Why would I ever do that? If we consider these separate people, then she's also divulging information about the alternate Momoko, but that's a bit morally gray, so I'll give that a pass. Didn't you two used to be close? La la la, I can't hear you. Okay. But wait, you said I was paired with you. So what about Kaide? She's part of Nanaka's team. Makes sense since she's friends with Kako. Speaking of Kako, it turns out she's missing. What? In the alternate one? Yeah, we can be close. I don't know what you're referring to. I looked away when that flashback happened. It probably showed Kako on screen. I still need to remember who that is. It's not Coco, it's Kako. Kako. I only knew bits and pieces, but there was a serious rivalry between the Magical Girl teams and the Sankyo Ward. I don't know why rivalry is such a hard word to say. The relationship between Nanaka's team and Konoha's team was especially rocky because of a past grudge. And they both lost the youngest members of their teams because of it. Jeez. You mean... I don't know who they were exactly. This is probably Kako. This looks like Kako. I just know that even though Kako and Ayame are friends in this Kamihama, I haven't seen either of them in the other one. Okay. So that's Ayame. Yes, it is. Good to know. I gotta go. My freak will stay. All right. Thank you for leaving me your blessing. Have a good night, man. Yachio seems to be in charge over there, but with all the conflict, she's having a hard time keeping things under control. So what's going on over there? So what's going on over there is nothing like what's going on over here. Do you know anything about anyone else? Well, Kaden, an older student. Whoa, I almost divulged some private information. I think you already stepped over that, but sure. All right. You have a lot of secrets, don't you? Anyway, that's all I can tell you. This is getting kind of spooky. Well, that's kind of Kaden's whole shtick. Yes, I dubbed this the case files of the coordinator. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a question for my investigative assistant. Sure, detective. So the exclusive wallpaper of Mocha, I think. Mocha? Probably, I don't know. Mocha Bunny and the water park crossover. Where would one get that? So we're onto that now. I think you can get it off the official site. I'll send you the link later. But aren't you more of a Kodoko Panda fan? I'm just curious about something. Such a good ringtone. That must be Momoko. I knew it. Meow indeed. Doyle, can you spot the difference? Between what and what? Alright, next. Another girl with memories of the alternate Kamihama was brought into the shop today. Love how the eyes of your PNG are translucent. Looks great in the sunset shot. Yeah, I really like it for things like first-person games, because it's just constantly changing. It changes a little less in this one, but it's still been nice. I'm not regretting the decision for sure. Please, Mitama, you have to help her. Oh no, was it a witch? Yeah, we were caught off guard. If you need a grief seed, use mine. Alright, here goes. I'll make adjustments so her wounds heal more efficiently. I didn't know she could do that. Alright, that's cool. Green. What was her name? I had her on my team just a little bit ago. Man, it's too hard to remember. Oh, I'm healed. Glad to see you're awake. Don't worry, everything's fine now. She had a lot more memories of the alternate Kamihama than any of the other girls. The situation was a lot more dire than I thought. Both Nanaka's and Konoha's teams insisted that the other had crossed the line first, and neither was willing to back down. The Sankyo wards' growing friction spread to other wards, and teams everywhere seemed to be at odds with one another. Sounds like the situation's pretty bad. Yeah, the atmosphere of the city's just awful. Some of the girls aren't involved in any of the rivalries, but someone's still messing with them. I don't know. I can recognize them for sure. I just can't remember their names. The three friends from the Daito apartment complex had an especially unnerving experience. Probably gonna get name drops, maybe? By the time they figured it out, someone had taken their soul gems and locked them in a separate... That's holy! Okay. How? How do you just lose that? You just left it unattended? Then they heard a voice call out from within them. Within them. What'd it say? Tell me the words you feel in your hearts. Maybe while they slept? I thought she said when they figured it out. Didn't she? By the time they figured it out, especially unnerving experience, by the time they figured it out, someone had taken their soul gems and locked in a separate room. I'm not sure. Maybe that they're just saying that, like, by the time they figured out that the person stole their soul gems, it was locked in another room. That might be like a weird translation. So they may have been sleeping in that case. Don't throw souls. True. Thankfully they weren't thrown this time. Tell me the words you feel in your hearts. If your answers don't match, your soul gems will be destroyed. Okay. You've got to be kidding. Of course, no telepathy allowed. Okay. What's your answer? Four-leaf clover. What happened? All three answered the same. And they got their soul gems back. That's probably got some interesting lore implications. But it was a rough experience. One of the girls even fainted from fatigue. Not surprised. That would be so stressful. So was it some sort of bad joke? I don't think you joke like that. What did they want? With the ongoing clash and hate breeding more hate, it's possible someone mistook them for a threat and stole their soul gems and set them into like a saw trap sort of situation? What's the point in that? Then they just let them go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you all answered the same. So now I'm going to let you go. What? That doesn't make any sense. You usually set out to do something with a conclusion in mind. Was the conclusion just to confuse them? Was it just to scare them? I could see that. No threat here. You said four-leaf clover. I mean, that kind of sounds like a saw trap situation. I mean, they're always kind of ridiculous. The more Momoko learned about the situation in the alternate Kamihama, the more worried she became about the girl we met the other day. Is Iroha okay? The one in the other world. I can't imagine what would happen if a stranger suddenly showed up over there. Yeah, stole her soul gem, put it in another room, and asked her a question. No one's seen her. Is that a... She's smiling. Is that a good thing? I didn't skip dialogue. Okay. What about the little one? You're talking about Uwe? So this is post? Why are you alive? Excuse me? Oh, okay. That makes sense. Small Cube. Not sure about him either. But Cube's there. Huh? Really? So the wings of Magius don't exist? Maybe Uwe does exist then? What a weird world. Objectively better in that case. Interesting, yeah. That timeline is normal? I hope so. I mean, the actual timeline's messed up. I haven't seen him around here in months. Well, things are different over there. Why am I finding this out now? There's more you haven't told me, isn't there? Why is she saying that? Only Mitama has been able to see into this other world. But she's getting jealous or annoyed or like what's the word? Mad at herself for not knowing? Like, come on. There's more that you haven't told me, isn't there? I'm sorry, but I have to be careful about what I say. Confidentiality and all that. But you're okay with telling things to tell a good story. I mean, seriously, how in the world does this help you figure things out at all, to ping pong these ideas off of some person that you're friends with? I mean, personally, I'd probably do that. But you can't flaunt confidentiality and then also just say whatever you want. That's so flippant. I mean, like, seriously. Think of me as an unreliable narrator. Well, no, an unreliable narrator would not know what they're talking about. They would say things that are wrong or specifically try to manipulate the situation or the narrative. She literally said Karen's name already. Is that kind of like like she was overseas, wasn't she? Or some crap like that towards the end of Magia Record. That's the only time she even shows up in the series. Again, I've only watched the 2 seasons. I don't know anything else about Karen except for the fact that her outfit is amazing and she's based on Halloween, which is awesome. Think of me as an unreliable narrator. But you're the detective. You're saying I can't trust you? Can't trust anyone, but I mean, true. You have to give me something more or I can't be your assistant. That's manipulative and rude. Like, why? She's telling you anything at all. Isn't that nice? But I need you. I know little things about her story. I know her and Alina have a shared story. I know that too, but she shipped the portrait, the painting that she made, the canvas. She shipped it off to Cotton and she's opening it in like the final-ish scene or whatever. So I know they're related at the very least. And also there's that alt in Magia Record where they're like a combo unit, so they're connected in some way. I need an investigative assistant and Doyle. And Doyle, of course, so I can be the great detective. What does the cat have to do with anything so far? Just like the young female lead from your book, huh? She is pretty cool. She's so mad at her for being middle-aged. But even though her deductions are spot on, she always messes up at the end. And it's her assistant and Doyle who saved the day. Well, you gotta have a little bit of conflict, I suppose. This makes it so great. All's well that ends well. Spoiler alert, I've read this one. I'm actually... No, I'm gonna read it, who cares. This one the other day, and the cat literally means nothing. I figured. It's funny, though. Gotta love a cat. No, I'm not mad, but it's just funny how she keeps referencing Doyle as if he's some important character. Such middle-aged woman energy. Just there to be cute, lol. Indeed. I guess I want you to be my assistant. So I'll answer any questions I can in massive quotation marks with a huge asterisks, maybe like 4 of them. I mean, what do you mean can? You have a mouth? Okay, then tell me about the memories you saw with an angry face. Are they memories of actual experiences? This is a transactional relationship. I would probably just shut the conversation down at this point, but sure. I think so. A few days ago, some magical girls from Kamihama wound up in the other world. What? Why haven't you asked them about it then? Oh, whoops. Wrong part, wrong part, wrong part. Go back. Misinput. Gosh darn it. Wish it warned me or something. I don't know why I would want to click on a story that is past the story I haven't read. All right. The girls who ended up in the alternate Kamihama were friends. One second they were together, and the next they were in the other world in completely separate locations. Soul swapping. They went around searching for each other. They're the same model. They're the exact same model. That's different. Okay. 3 individuals, 2 of them look at the exact same. As they did, they talked to a bunch of magical girls along the way. That's convenient. Something feels off. It didn't take long for them to notice that something weird was going on. So everything you told me about the other world was from what those girls saw and heard? Well, assumedly more than just those 3 people from what we've been seeing. Exactly. This is starting to feel like a real life mystery. Yeah, that's been the illusion. It's like getting on a train and ending up at an unfamiliar station. What a weird analogy. Yeah, I suppose. Only for that station to be the entrance to another world. That kind of feels like a callback. It's probably not a callback, though. Wasn't there an urban legend like that? I mean, the start of Magia Record was like that. But, you do you. Yeah, there was. But I don't think we're going to find out how the girls ended up there. How come? Are they dead? Like, you could just ask them. We can't tell anyone how we got here. Oh, okay. Not ever. Mitama does not torture. That's what one of them said. Just one of them? Did the others agree? Then maybe they're not as innocent as we think. Is there anything else you haven't told me? Look. Okay, so Mitama, for no reason, realistically, but just because she's dying inside to tell, she's dying to tell someone about innocent, they haven't done anything wrong. That's what I'm saying. She just immediately jumped at their throats. But to recap a little bit, Mitama, for no reason other than to satisfy her own flippin' urges to tell someone something that she knows, tells Momoko some bits and pieces about this thing that she's trying to piece together in her mind. Momoko threatens their relationship to make her tell her more, and then when she does tell Momoko more stuff, she immediately jumps at the throat of these random individuals, trying to get them in trouble for something that she has not been told or seen them do. Calm down. I mean, that's so ridiculous. Is there anything else you haven't told me? Tons. Oh right, I almost forgot something important. I knew it. Angry face. Momoko, you are not climbing my tier list right now. I know this is non-canon, but holy crap. In the alternate Kamihama, hello mascot character, Mocha Bunny's bow tie is red. Oh no. I thought they were ears. Huh? See, here's the wallpaper you shared with me the other day. Mocha Bunny's bow tie is blue, right? Oh, the one on its... Oh, okay. That makes a little bit more sense. Did not notice that. Of course it's blue. Anyone who likes stuffed animals knows that. but on the screen of the phone I saw in the other world, his bow tie was red. It could not possibly be fan art that changed the color of the bow. That can't be the case. I guess the implication is that this was the specific wallpaper from the specific event. So wait, so the specific event exists in this world, but the bow tie is slightly different? And did they happen at the same time? Why was it butterfly effecty enough to change the color of the bow tie, but not enough to change the date of the event? I don't know. Is that the important thing you almost forgot? Ah, great, a bot. Gotta love those. For the sake of this plot. That the important thing you almost forgot to tell me? I thought you'd be more surprised. It's a color. It's a color of a bow. It barely matters. I mean, you love Mocha Bunny. It's not gonna hurt her to know that it's slightly different in an alternate reality. That's not important. I don't know if I can keep being an assistant for such an amateur detective. Momoko, you asked! You wanted to know! You manipulated her! Come on! The least you could do is play along. Why do you just not care anymore now that she told you some innocuous plot point? Why are you mad about that? I cannot. Alright. Episode 10. I did not forget that I accidentally clicked on it. That's great. After Momoko left, Doyle came to visit, and it seemed he had a lot to say. Mitama needs more friends. Meow! You're right. I should apologize to Momoko. For what? You did what she wanted you to. You played into her manipulation and told her things that you realistically shouldn't have said. Why? She should be apologizing to you. That doesn't make any sense. But as the coordinator, people need to be able to trust me. What? What? So apologizing to her? Because would apologizing to her make it so that she couldn't trust you? Or are you saying that was a bad thing to do exactly what she told you to do? Probably. That's kind of weird. Momoko sucks in this plot. So there's some things I just can't tell her. Not to mention the one thing I can't tell anyone ever. Probably the witch secret, I'd imagine. That's probably the worst one. That the alternate Kamihama is a world without witches. What isn't like her wish? Her wish. Let me try to remember. I think she mentioned maybe I'm having a hard time. Her wish is a secret? It is. Did she not mention it in Magia Record? Like towards the end? I could have sworn she mentioned it. I might be misremembering. Probably. Yeah, same. I just can't remember. That the alternate Kamihama is a world without witches. So this is probably like main timeline? Is she peeking into canon right now? Is that what's going on? Meowing cat. Oh, that's not what you wanted to tell me. Maybe this young detective is missing an obvious clue, she says to the cat. Is that it? I knew it. Could it be around here somewhere? I'll start tidying up and see what I can find. It kind of sounds like you're telling me that's not it. Probably just hungry. Thud. Phone. Oh, someone left their phone here. Are you gonna snoop through someone's phone? Hopefully not. It must belong to that girl. Whoops, I didn't mean to turn it on. Yeah, that was an accident, wasn't it? Let me guess, the background's gonna be... What was it? What was the wrong one? A red bow tie? Is that what it was? Is that what it's gonna be? Yeah. Yeah. What a weird background. Is that like pool side thing? Like kiddie pool? I think that was like a playground type sort of pool thing with just the character in the center. Really small too. That's the wallpaper that they got. And it's not vertical either. It's horizontal. I don't know. Wait, this wallpaper. Is this phone from the other world? Such a weirdly placed doll. Yeah, I mean, it's not aesthetically pleasing in the slightest. I mean, a lot of fans of certain cultures, genres, communities, series. He's on the slide. He's just floating. Yeah, he's just there with his red bow tie, which is apparently important, I guess. Is this phone from the other world? This is probably the only reason it's important, to be fair. The Many Worlds Interpretation Posey Part 1, The End. Well, Case 1, I guess, because the entire thing is called Part 1. Alright. That's 1/3 of the way through. Got that done in just under an hour. Not the greatest pace. I'm not gonna force myself to go too fast though. The alternate Kamihama, the other Kamihama city, a slightly different world from the one we know. It eventually picks up speed. Alright. Seeing it only in the memories of others didn't make it feel very real, but I wonder if it's okay to look through this phone. No, it's not! But it came from another world, so all ethics out the window as soon as you don't know who they are, as they're not connected to your reality. I mean, honestly, I get it, but at the same time, like, where do your morals lie? I'd be lying if I said that didn't scare me a little. Fair, I guess? Like I thought, the phone belonged to one of the girls who returned from the other world. Okay. I was able to contact her through some friends, but our schedules didn't match up, so I was stuck with the phone for now. What in the... What? I'm sorry, their schedule got in the way of talking about the other world that they accidentally walked into? Their schedule got in the way of that? Man, that's some crazy priorities. Or returning the phone. Yeah. I think that's what she was sort of trying to do. Wait, it says part 2. Okay. The Rumor in blue. That reminds me of House. House of Leaves. I still need to read that book. I haven't read it yet. But they put the color of the word house, I think, in blue in the entire book. The rumor about the rule of ending friendships, question mark. Kaide and Rena. Yeah, it was awful. Kaide and Rena were almost stuck there forever. Wait, so are we? We're probably in main timeline, I guess. These rumors that had recently started to spread throughout Kamihama were mysterious rumors that would somehow come true. It seems Kaide and Rena, all in blue, two girls teamed up with Momoko, were caught up in one and thrown into a dangerous situation. I know they break off their friendship all the time, but they don't deserve to disappear forever because of it. Was that even like a thing that you could think of? Why, Momoko, your morality, your... What's the word? Priority on placing blame on people as soon as you possibly can is absurd. Why are you written like this? You know, they're actually really chummy in the other world. Chummy? Does anyone even say that anymore? I mean, not that I've heard, but it's not a weird word. Wait, hold on. You never told me that. They're always hanging out together between classes. And they never ever argue. Why do you know that? I'm sorry, but look, you looked in theoretically more than 3, but confirmed 3 individuals' heads who were all trying to find each other in the other world. Were they just following Kaide and Rena around their school? Was it one day, multiple days? I mean, you're talking about this like it's a constant everyday thing. Where did you get those memories from? They never ever argue. That sounds nothing like the 2 I know. Wait, but aren't we all on different teams over there? Who's Rena with? She works alone. Fair, I guess. Huh, okay. Oh, you don't seem surprised. Nothing you say surprises me anymore. That's so backhanded. That's so backhanded. Like, what? Why did they write her like this? I cannot. Alright, next up. I will say I'm much more invested in the first 5 chapters. It started off slow and now it's just like a constant barrage of like not exactly like incredible storytelling or anything, but fun to laugh at and talk about, which is the best kind of storytelling. But are you sure you're okay with this? With what? Keeping all this from everyone else. What if someone accidentally ends up there again? You have a point. But if I go around telling people's secrets, no one will trust me anymore. You already did! Well, I'll leave it up to you. But maybe you should write it all down while it's still fresh. I thought her whole thing was like memories or whatever. Is she not able to just, I don't know, manipulate her own, freshen them up or something? I don't know. I feel like if you're able to see the memories of others, seeing your own memories wouldn't be that far of a fetch, but hey, I don't know. That way you won't forget any details if you do decide to tell anyone, oh, well, this is where the book comes from. Great idea. Now we can have a physical ledger of all of the things that I'm not supposed to tell anyone else about, so that someone can just find it or steal it or I followed Momoko's suggestion and started jotting down all the information about the alternate Kamihama in the case files of the coordinator. The color of Mocha Bunny's bow tie, the relationships between the teams. Once I started writing, I couldn't stop. It's tough having to write about everything that's going on with Nanaka's team. But I need to record the disappearances of Kako and Ayame. I can't leave that out. Excuse me, says Nanaka Tokiwa. I just need to be strong. Gotta love glasses. Ah, you scared me. I apologize. I didn't mean to. I did knock and call out, though. Sorry, I didn't notice. Can I help you with something? I was running an errand nearby, so I thought I'd drop in to return the book I borrowed. Good. She doesn't seem to know what I was writing about. Why would she know that? What? Guilty conscious, I guess. She knows this is a bad thing to do. Can I ask what you were writing in your notebook? I overheard you say something troubling. Well, rip Mitama. That Kako had disappeared. Oh, you heard that. She had such a problem with talking to herself. Immediately caught, yeah. Her middle-aged tendencies immediately backfired. What is she gonna do? Nanaka asked me all sorts of questions and I ended up telling her everything I knew. Just absolutely no. What? What? Excuse me? She did it. Just she immediately broke. She immediately broke. Wait, so you're telling me, and she wasn't even threatening. She's like a little angry. You're telling me the moment she gets hit with any conflict, and I get this has to do with her and her friends, but these are alternate timeline versions of them. It's not them. There's a moral argument. Okay, I could maybe forgive that. But at the same time, she was just talking about how she wasn't going to tell anyone about all this stuff that she's writing down. And the moment someone asks her about it, she starts telling them. I cannot. She has no morals. There's just nothing. It's all wishy-washy. It's as she goes, whatever she wants in the moment. I cannot. Nanaka asked me all sorts of questions. I ended up telling her everything I knew. That statement's untrue. She knows way too much for that to be true. An alternate Kamihama. I see. Flip a coin. Is she gonna believe her? Is something on your mind? Yes, for one. Your inability to keep secrets. They called her out. It's not even explicitly bad writing. It's literally just, I mean, the series, they know. They know it's a problem. I'm so sorry. I'm joking. But I was really wondering, was why the Sankyo Award was the source of the conflict in the other world? Why do you ask? Targets and method make me believe there's more to all this. All right. Sounds like you accidentally told everything that you shouldn't have told people to the correct person who has a deductive mind, I suppose. I'm sorry. I'll explain everything when I can. Got somewhere to be. I guess she did have an errand nearby. But for now, would you mind telling me about the incident that sparked the conflict in the first place? What, so you can get angry about the other world or something? Nanaka from the Sankyo Award. Wait, Nanaka was from the Sankyo Award, so it made sense that she wanted to know why it was the source of the conflict. Not especially. Again, there's a moral argument that you have an attachment to alternate versions of yourself into another world. I don't personally believe that's the case. But whatever, I guess. Or to figure out the disappearance of her friend. That too, in that world. Yeah, I mean, it would be important to know if that was even a possibility, realistically. But the look on her face told me that she might know more than she was letting on. That would be convenient, wouldn't it? I see. Thanks for telling me. I have a lot to think about. And don't worry, I'll keep this to myself for now. Now we have 3 individuals, 3 points of failure. Well, actually 4 because of the book. Oh, actually 5 because the cat, of course. Of course. In that world. Yeah. Actually, I think you said that earlier. I don't know. I read it again. Don't worry, I'll keep this to myself for now. So you don't think I should tell anyone, right? Troubled Mitama. Having second thoughts about her morals, which she never flushed out in the first place. No, not yet. There's something you should do first. Burn that book? What's that? Phone. If I were you, I'd talk to the owner of the phone. Theoretically in the other world. Theoretically also the person that she tried to schedule a meeting with. The girls who ended up in that other world know how they got there. How are you certain? If you want to know the truth, you should just ask. Wouldn't you agree? Voice of reason. Nanaka is the voice of reason in this world of Momoko and Mitama and Cat. Doyle. That's their name. their fake name actually, because it's just like I cannot. Mitsuma's naming a cat that's owned by someone else. Thank you, Nanaka, for actually having a brain. Yeah. I take back all the times I called her Bananaka. The girls who ended up in the alternate Kamihama promised each other that they'd keep how they got there a secret. Torture is not in her vocabulary. As the coordinator, I wasn't sure how I felt about bringing up a secret of theirs that I accidentally saw in their memories. My question is if she saw the secret, how did she not see them going into the world? Why is the memories thing so selective? Why was she just conveniently able to see that they're not going to tell her, but not convenient enough to see what they're not going to tell her? I think she only sees one. Yeah. Hi there. Here's your phone. Thank you so much. After a lot of deliberation, I decided to bring up what I saw. So they're just standing there in silence, or they didn't hesitate to tell me the truth about the other world. What? Okay. Goes back to what I said before about it was probably just like an offhand comment, and they didn't all like commit to it. To death do they part or anything. The rumor in blue of parallel memories? Interesting. Yes, you know about rumors, right? The special rumors in Kamihama that have a mysterious power. I thought this was like knowledge that only a select few people like Yachio and the Wings of Magius knew. Why do these random individuals know about them? The world that we ended up in. It was a dream projected by a rumor in blue. Have you heard? Has anyone told you? The rumor of parallel memories. Wrong color, wrong shape, wrong name? Maybe our false memories are actually recollections from a parallel universe. If you get an item of proof and pray to the central tower, you'll be transported to and from a parallel Kamihama. Okay. But it's a dream world. If you lose the item, you'll spend the rest of your days lost. All the Kamihama occult lovers are talking about it. Lose the item, you'll spend the rest of your day lost. I'm gonna have to go back a little bit. Get an item of proof. Okay, so that's probably the item they're talking about then. A parallel universe. So it shows you a world that could be? Yes. We all had the same dream at the same time. Probably not a dream exactly then. And thought we'd wander into another world. I didn't know there were rumors with that kind of power in blue. I need to brush up on my investigative skills. What a weird word. Investigative. Investigative. But why did you decide to tell me? I thought you wanted to keep it a secret. We know that you can see our memories while you're working on us. Oh, that's terrifying. Her pure presence. Her presence intimidated them into telling her everything. Jeez. So you would have found out anyway. Okay. That seems so wrong. I suppose you're right. I mean, if that's true, you could have just not brought it up. And you did save my life, so I thought I owed you at least this much. That's fair. That's wholesome. Mostly. Wait, did I just solve the mystery? That was it? Okay. I guess the story's over. Except we're not even halfway through. That's it. Show's over. Yep. The alternate Kamihama was a dream projected by a rumor in blue. A dream shared by some friends of a world that could be. When I told Momoko what I found out. The rumor in blue of parallel memories? That's what they said. The memories I saw were so real that I assumed it was another world that actually existed. But it was just a dream shown by a rumor in blue. Do you know about the phenomenon where a lot of people misremember a fact or event? Oh crap, what's the name of it? I do. It's like the Fruit of the Loom thing, the Stein Bears, Bernstein, something like that. Oh, what's it called? Well, they're probably gonna say. The design of a popular product, lyrics to a children's song, the color scheme of a mascot character. Some were misremembered by so many people that there was an uncanny theory that instead of mistaken memories, they were actually memories from a parallel world. According to the rumor in blue of parallel memories, if you get your hands on an item from a parallel world, one slightly different from the version here, you can get to the world of your choice just by thinking about it. I looked into it. It seems a lot of girls fell victim to this rumor in blue. Ren Isuzu and Kokoro Awane. Man, they're just name dropping. And even your friend Karen. Wait, your friend? They're friends? Okay. Wait, Karen had a dream about the alternate Kamihama too. No, the rumor in blue projects the world you want to see. So it's not another timeline. That's a little less interesting. Karen got her hands on a strange sketchbook and fantasized about exploring the world of her own manga. So that's where she ended up and had a traumatic experience. Oh, poor girl. What in the world? Wow, so you can go to any world you want. Yeah, but it's actually pretty dangerous. It's a dream world, so you're asleep the entire time you're there. And you're not careful, you could get so weak that you could die? That's not... I guess Momoko doesn't know about witches at this point. But how do you get out of it? Well, it's a little tricky. If you get an item of proof and pray to the central tower, you'll be transported to and from a parallel Kamihama. So all you need to do is wish to go back and then poof. I guess you need to know to want to go back, I guess. But if you suddenly wind up there, there's no way of knowing it's that easy. True. It's kind of like the Wizard of Oz, where she has the shoes like the entire time, and that's how she gets home. That was a really good plot line. Plot point. Final reveal. So there you have it. The rundown of the alternate Kamihama mystery based on witness testimonies. The magical girls found what looked to be an ordinary phone inside a certain building. But the wallpaper showed Mocha Bunny with a red bow tie. Such an interesting detail to latch onto. It's easy to get wrong if you're not into that kind of thing. Yeah. I've met people who swear it's red. Interesting. I mean, you were literally saying before that anyone who likes stuffed animals knows that it's blue. That's exactly it. Wait, isn't this the room for the Mirror Witch? For the PvP in Magia Record? This just looks like the Mirror Witch's like entrance area. Yes, it is. Yeah, I mean, it looks exactly the same. It's like people's false memories became real, meaning this world has to be from a parallel world. This phone has to be from a parallel world. Suspicious, indeed. It would also make sense if it was the... At the same time, I don't know. It would make sense if it was tangential. The girls heard the rumor of parallel memories and wanted to see the world that could be. Interesting. So they got their friends together to test it. Ah, yes. It's not individualized at all. Like they all saw the exact same thing. That means that there's a third person perspective controlling it at the very least. What kind of world did they go to? Or I knew you were gonna ask that. A world without witches. You were keeping something that important from me? Why is she angry? It's fiction. We know that it's fiction at this point. Chill. Sorry. Are all the worlds without witches that violent? I mean, you gotta have conflict somehow, I guess. So what were they doing as magical girls then? I don't think so. As far as I knew, the reason the magical girls were fighting had nothing to do with witches at all. I would be interested to know what it was. That is, our world was filled with witches and people fought all the time. The alternate Kamihama was just a world that could be if witches didn't exist. Fighting race, maybe? I would assume that's the case. I would like to see evidence from Mitama, because I mean, this is just like, I know they said it's fiction, it's all in their head, it's just what they want to see. I still want to think that it's the original timeline that they're flashing back to, because that would be cool. That would be really, really cool. I don't think they're gonna do that. There's one more thing I don't get. Why do they want to keep the whole thing a secret? Oh, that. Their group's boss is kind of scary. And if she found out what they did out of sheer curiosity, they'd be in serious trouble. Is the boss someone I know? Maybe, maybe not. What? Okay. Boss? I don't know. I don't know enough about the plot. And that wraps up this spooky and very challenging mystery. No, it doesn't. We're just barely more than halfway through. I really am a great detective. You could have solved this a lot faster if you just talked to everyone from the start, but it's so much more fun to internalize everything and make a bigger problem than what it actually is. Mountains out of molehills and all that. It's so much more fun. Besides, all you did was collect people's stories. So challenging, she had to ask one question. Yeah, and they just told her all of it. I bet the young female detective would say something like, the alternate Kamihama doesn't exist anywhere. I honestly can't help but wonder how long you believed otherwise. Why is she looking directly at me? Jeez, I feel like I'm being attacked. Why is there so much grit behind that question? Jeez. She's calling you an idiot? Did you hear what you just said? The alternate Kamihama doesn't exist. It was just a dream. Weren't you the one going on about it being another world? That's a good point. I knew I made you my investigative assistant for a reason. You should tell Nanaka what you know. Yeah, before she makes false conclusions. You got her all worried for nothing. I don't know, she looks like she'd enjoy a good story. So it's either going to be wrap up or Act 2. We'll see. The next day. I don't know how they'd wrap up in 14 stories, so it's definitely Act 2. I see. So the alternate Kamihama was a dream projected by a rumor in blue. Right. So you don't have to worry. The memories had nothing to do with a parallel world. Yeah, there's more. Is something on your mind? I was just wondering why there was so much fighting. I imagine there's a lot of worlds without witches. I imagine there's a lot of worlds without witches. I imagine there's a lot of worlds with... If this is a made-up reality that's created on the spot based on your intentions and desires... No. No, actually, no. But you know what, Nanaka? Go off. but they can't all be filled with so much hostility. If we're talking infinite world theories, sure, Nanaka. Well, it's just one world out of many possibilities. I thought it was a dream. That's true. A dream world that just followed the wrong path, I guess. It doesn't need to be logical. It's made up. But with that in mind, I'd like to share something. I think there's someone behind all of this. A rumor. That there's a rumor behind all of this. Those are stated, canonical, equivalents, almost more powerful than witches. Yes, there's something behind this. Who? A girl named Hana Sarasa. Okay. I don't know who that is. She's a magical girl who's not in this world anymore. Okay. The dream world of the alternate Kamihama is in a really bad state. What are you on about? And I think she's responsible. Oh, hi there. She's the crazy looking one with decent looking art. Hana Sarasa. She was the sworn enemy of Nanaka. No, not just her, but a lot of magical girls in Kamihama. Causes trouble. It's kind of a long story. She altered the fates of so many magical girls with her tricks. Nanaka's family's Kashin school was taken over by Hana's followers, and Nanaka became a magical girl to seek revenge. Oh, okay. Interesting. There were also girls who almost lost things that were important to them. Hello. All because of the land sharking incident and her power of suggestion. Okay. More than a few girls fell for her tricks, which ruined friendships and caused a lot of grief. Some of them even resorted to becoming magical girls. Jeez! At first, Nanaka thought it was the work of a group of witches that would swarm like locusts, and that's exactly what she called them. But it turns out it was just one girl pulling the strings. Hana Sarasa. That's some crazy power. That is some crazy power. When Nanaka found out, she and everyone else confronted her. But then... Oh. She destroyed her own soul gem. You know what? Screw everyone over. Leave. Wow. Nanaka took her own life and Nanaka was never able to get her revenge. I feel like that's revenge enough. If you still want revenge after that, then you've got your own problems. And that was the end of it. Because she's like a traditional samurai kind of type, so I don't know. Dishonorable way out or whatever. No, yep, a nice little flashback watching a death. She destroyed her own soul gem. Nanaka looked back on the series of events caused by the magical girl Hana Sarasa. Events that were supposed to be in the past. Yes, it all came to an end, at least in this world. But you're saying she's alive and well in the dream that is the alternate Kamihama? Why do you care? Because of the revenge thing. But like, come on. And she's turning people against each other. Why would you think that? Like I mentioned before, because of the targets and methods. Man, you have a massive grudge against someone who's dead. You need therapy. First, the targets. Everyone who's gotten caught up in all of this was connected to Hana. Now that you mentioned it. And then there's the method. Whoever it is using the powerful magic of suggestion to bend the will of others and control them. They all need therapy, they're magical girls. That's fair. All they have is Mitsuma, and she's insane. They're laying out traps, spreading rumors to stoke people's hatred and making them doubt everything and everyone. It's so messed up too, because Mitama, she specifically blocks herself from being able to like sympathize with people's emotions because they're that bad. So on average, all of these girls are just going crazy slowly and just living their lives, ignoring it. And it's so common that Mitsumo isn't even trying to do anything. So messed up. They're bringing out the worst in people as they watch and laugh from the shadows. They. What do you mean they? Cube targets people like that? Yeah, emotionally, what's the word? Compromised. Emotionally compromised people, for sure. That does sound like her. I imagine that in the other world, our team and Konoha's were made to assume the worst. That our friends died because of one another. And that horrible trap laid out for the girls of the Daito apartment complex. Yeah, we didn't need a flashback, but thanks, I suppose. That feels like the work of someone who enjoys watching others suffer, like Hana, and the entirety of the Saw franchise. I know I mentioned it earlier, I haven't watched a single one because I hate it. I hate needless suffering. It's so ridiculous. I'm convinced, but what an awful story. Yeah. Yes, it is. If I could, I'd rather not think about her. But you're thinking about her actively. This is a choice. This is why you need therapy. Oh, but the alternate Kamihama isn't real. So your theory is just the setting of a dream. I have a feeling she's not going to accept that. Right. It's a nightmare that never became a reality because Hana died. Holy crap, she needs help. She needs help. And yet you're a Madoka fan? All of the suffering feels so meaningful in Madoka. I know that's a bit contradictory with like how it all happens, but the way that it unfolds, the way that it's told, all of the suffering feels like it has a purpose and just kind of enhances the story. With Saw, I mean, they just put people in a room and then force them to hurt themselves. I mean, that doesn't, like, that's just dumb. Again, I haven't seen it, of course, but the explanations I've gotten from people who are fans of the series is literally that they've just like done some random mean thing in life and now they're being forced to hurt themselves. Like, I don't know. I'm never gonna watch it. I don't want to watch it. The whole concept is disgusting, to be frank. It's a nightmare that never became a reality because Hana died. Actually, my favorite alteration of a quote, and actually the signature for my account on pretty much every gacha game I've played is an ellipses and then but watching them suffer is not, which goes back to that really popular meme video with the reading where it's like being Maguka is suffering. So being Maguka is suffering, but watching them suffer is not. That's my signature for every single gacha game that I've played, including this one. Is something else bothering you? No, I was just reminded of something that happened recently. Oh, that's so cool. I like it. That's why I've been putting it as my signature. Something that's been weighing on my mind. What happened? I can't share any details. But thanks to us, why can't you share any details? You're talking to the person who's... Okay, but thanks to a certain book, my friendship with Kako was almost... Okay, it's a personal matter, that makes sense. What? What happened was a coincidence, and yet it felt deliberate. But Hana is dead. You need therapy. You need therapy. Isn't she? Double ellipses. Oh, I clicked the wrong one again. I'm way too overeager. Gosh darn it. Okay, back up. 19. Almost 2/3 of the way done. The mystery of the alternate Kamihama was solved. So why was I still investigating the case? Because Nanaka needs help and you don't realize that? But Hana is dead, isn't she? Does this mean similar incidents are still occurring? Let me think. Have any other girls had any bad experiences lately? Yes, all of them. That's just in the job description that no one is shown before signing. 2 girls came to mind. One was Felicia Mitsuki, a magical girl who called herself a mercenary. Isn't she actually a mercenary? Doesn't she do things for pay? What do you mean calls herself mercenary? Or called, it was past tense. In a certain building, there's an endless mirrors labyrinth. Okay, they're bringing it up. And there she saw a nightmare that left her despondent. That's a nice word. For days. Jeez. She doesn't seem to remember anything. Eesh. So there's no way of telling who's behind it. The other was Reira. I can't do R's. I really just cannot. Reira Ibuki, one of the 3 friends from the Daito apartment complex. Allegiance. She went through something terrible in the other Kamihama. In the other one? But what about here? But she was also mixed up in a strange incident here that almost destroyed her friendship with her best friend Seika. There was a weird link posted in the Magical Girls group chat. I was curious, so I tapped it. And then I started having nightmares that made things really awkward between me and Seika. What? Nightmares that test friendships. That can't be a coincidence. Could be a rumor. She said it all started when she tapped a link on her phone. Why in the world would you make that connection? I feel like I would do that and then forget that I did that and then start making different conclusions, because that's not something that I would just come up with. Out of all the things that I do in a day, clicking on a link is one of the most innocuous. Now that I think about it, the girls who ended up in the alternate Kamihama, they got themselves in trouble because of a phone. Yes, one with an alternate wallpaper. We're gonna see the wallpaper again? That building, the mirror mansion. Oh, so it literally was. Okay. That was not just them reusing assets. It was them reusing assets, but it wasn't just them reusing assets. That's where Endless Mirrors is. Wait a minute. The girls ended up in the alternate Kamihama because of a rumor in blue. But it's possible that someone left the phone there to be found. True. Nightmares. Events that test friendships. A phone. Endless mirrors. Okay. Looking at this list, I have a bad feeling they're somehow connected. I think. Profile. A mean-spirited person who likes to show people nightmares and test their hearts. M.O. Phone. Other means. Location. Endless mirrors. That's still pretty vague. And assumptive. Assumptive, is that a word? If that's a word, that's a really good word. Hold up. Assumptive meaning. It is! What a good word. That's great. And endless mirrors? I'm not sure I like this. Okay, 20. Endless Mirrors is a large labyrinth that lies deep within an old building that some call the Mirror Witch's Mansion. I would get marked down for writing that sentence in English class. That is a really long sentence with a lot of over the hill type things. Inside the labyrinth are countless copies, familiars mimicking magical girls that have traps set up to lure the girls in. It's a unique labyrinth where all the magic of Kamihama gathers. If someone decided to abuse that power, who knows what could happen? How would you do that? Aren't they all contained within the mirror? Part of my job as the coordinator is to manage the labyrinths, so nothing like that ever does. Does that make grammatical sense? What did they say previously? Does happen, I guess. It worded a bit weirdly. Quadruple ellipses. Even if it's nothing, I should at least take a look. Ah. Doyle, I forgot you. I forgot you existed. Welcome back, Doyle. Oh, hi, Doyle. I didn't know you were here. Yeah, neither did any of us. I just need a minute to finish up, and then we can play. That's so adorable. First, I asked Rara about the group chat that started this whole thing. I can't say her name. The account that posted the link had already been deleted. Was the post deleted? What group chat are y'all using? If it was direct messaging, like texting, or if it was like on an application like Discord, they don't delete the messages immediately. But it was possible the culprit was keeping an eye on the chat using a different account. Well, actually, I guess if the message was still there, it wouldn't really matter. But you could at least investigate the message. I posted a message in the group chat. Mitama logging in. Anybody want to play Fortnite? I was just looking into something and wondering, has anyone had any bad experiences relating to endless mirrors lately? I mean, you're literally the like leader, overseer of mirrors. I feel like you didn't need to open with. I was just wondering, looking into something and wondering, like, people are going to be curious about what you're looking into. If so, please get in touch. If whoever's behind this is still in the group chat, they'll definitely see the post and not respond to you, because if they're manipulating everyone, they're not going to tell you they're doing that. And maybe they'll reach out, or they'll know that you're looking into them and you know now. Or they immediately call you. That too. That could work. Huh? An invitation to a video chat. The caller is HS. Harry Style. What else is HS? I can't think of another name. Maybe like the Hana character. I forgot what her last name started with. Indeed. So you finally figured it out. I'm Hana Sarasa. I see the mirror behind her, I think. Wait, maybe I should clarify. I'm not the Hana Sarasa you know. I'm the Hana Sarasa from what you'd call a parallel world. This is such a nice shot, by the way. What good posing and framing. Anyways. Shake. That was 20, I believe, so now we're 2/3 of the way through. After this one, we need to go to 22. Convenient, she's just gonna explain herself. Yeah, why did she reach out? What is her goal? I mean, like, what in the world does that do for you, to reveal your position to her? I'm so glad you finally figured it out, Mitsuma Yakumo. Wait, why? What? You were trying to get her to figure it out? Did you even have a connection to Mitsuma? I don't think that was ever even mentioned vaguely. Why are you interested in Mitama? I was getting really sick of playing hide and seek. I've been up to my usual tricks since I got here, but no one's come looking for me. She just does it for attention. This piece of crap. I was freaking out because I was almost out of time. Like you guessed, I'm in a place. Why did you tell her that? I'm in a place called Endless Mirrors. You should come here so we can talk. Yeah, that'll go well, especially since Mitama cannot fight. I can tell you all about the serious consequences of your wish. Huh? Huh? Okay. Bzz. Oh, my connection's about to drop. So one last thing. Why is your connection dropping? I probably don't need to tell. Why is it conveniently sticking around long enough for you to say this? Don't need to tell you this, but make sure you come alone. You don't want anyone finding out about your secret, do ya? Huh? Bzz. She's gone. What did she mean? You're getting caught up in her pacing. That's I don't care what she meant. That's what the whole situation means. What do you know, Hana Sarasa? Wait, maybe I should. Why are we having a flashback to like 2 sentences ago? I'm not reading that again. But Hana's dead. This is so obvious. It's so obvious. Like, come on. Your wish, she just said so. Yeah, but like the framing and the way that she brought it up and the like flipping whole situation is just confusing. Like, I don't know. They'll probably go over it. I'm just assuming there's some lore bit that I don't know from the stories in the game that I have not read. So is that the Hana from an alternate Kamihama? I feel like I just got hand fed. I just got hand fed. It did not feel great. But it's not a parallel world. It's not even real, she says with determination, not knowing that for certain. Like one random individual said that was the case, and now she's just taking it as absolute truth. It's just a dream, she says with certainty. She did call me from the endless mirrors. So people in endless mirrors are just able to call people for fun? Like the fake people could just be a copy of her? They have cell service in there? You should come here so we can talk. I'll tell you something. I'll tell you all about the serious consequences of your wish. Just don't go. She said her time was gonna be up soon. I mean, like, whatever. She's too curious to not go. She knew the wish I made when I became a magical girl. If she really did come from the alternate Kamihama, my wish could have been what brought her here. Huh? If that's true, then I feel like I should be remembering something that I'm not. Hello, Doyle. I'm sorry, Doyle. There's something I need to check out. I promise we'll play another time, okay? She says to a cat who can definitely understand her. Nanaka? No, Momoko. Hey, coordinator. Huh? I'm sorry, I'm closing up for the day, she says to her quote-unquote best friend in a manner that definitely is not going to get her to raise so many alarms in her head. Do you want me to tell what she wished for? No pressure, sorry. I'm gonna make a Google search real quick. Do they reveal Mitama's wish in the Magia record anime? Highly doubt there's gonna be a topic that's going to answer that question. I mean, I'd imagine it's from her magical girl story if it's not from... Either way, yeah, sure. Go ahead and tell me. I just wanted to know. Google did not tell me immediately whether or not it was from the anime. What's going on? Wait, was that 21 or 22? What did I just read? I'm gonna click on 22. In a fit of rage, she wished to eventually be the one to destroy Kamihama City. She regretted it immediately. I'd imagine, yeah. That's pretty extreme. Kamihama. Okay. That probably has mainline plot implications, I guess. I'll have to wait until they finish translating the content from For Magia record, and I can go back and read it once I have more time. I don't have enough time nowadays. Sparkle. Mitama Yakumo, you really came. Are you watching me? The copies are doing that for me. I can use the power of suggestion to see what they see. So I can make magical girls and anyone else do whatever I want. Well, I'm here, so can we talk? Why don't you just manipulate Mizuma? What are we doing? What are we doing? My reception's pretty good right now, but it depends on what you want to talk about. Your reception depends on what you... Okay. You know the rumor in blue of parallel memories, don't you? Yeah. It lets you see a dream of a parallel world, right? Pretty cool. In the dream, there's a Kamihama that's full of hostility and violence. I call it the alternate Kamihama. She says like someone naming their special move. What a weird thing to mention to this obviously hostile individual. The anime is the worst place to look for Magia record stuff. I'd imagine, but I didn't have enough time because like the game was about to come out and I didn't have enough time to read through all of the story, but I wanted to experience the series. So I ended up paying $300 to get the Blu-rays from the Crunchyroll store, waiting like 4 days, watching the series in 2, and the game released like the next day. It's all right. Also, the story of the anime and the game are not the same. That's what I've heard. And the one that is always taken into consideration is the one from the game. Yeah, I'd assume that as well. Yeah, that makes sense. I do need to go back and read it. Is that where you're from? The alternate Kamihama? I love it. What? But to me, your world's the alternate one, you know? Anyway, the answer is yes. The world you assume is just a dream actually exists. You said dream earlier. What? It's not just a projection? It was never confirmed. Basically, anime is not canon. Yeah, I still get a general idea of what it is. So, I mean, I'll take that over nothing. Don't get me wrong, it is. It just so happens that the alternate Kamihama in the dream is exactly like my world. Okay, then, I guess. What? That's a way to go. I just assumed the alternate Kamihama didn't exist because it was a dream shown by a rumor in blue. But it turns out there's a parallel world exactly like it that's messing with ours. Never thought something like that could ever happen. How did she get here? But unfortunately, the reality is that alternate Kamihama does exist and the Hana Sarasa from that world is here. Why are we having this exposition in her mind while she's not confronted with the bad guy, I guess. She's on the phone with the bad guy. I honestly can't help but wonder how long you believed otherwise. In red. Why? What? I feel like I'm getting attacked again. It's not my fault you keep forcing conclusions on me. For the drama. Like I said multiple times that there was no concrete conclusion to say that it was a dream, but it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream, but it was a dream. What a genius. Who in this situation? I cannot. So these rumors in blue, they show you a dream of what could be, no matter how random. So it can't be all that surprising that there are actual worlds just like the ones in some of the dreams. That's like saying if I took a bucket and painted, threw it against a wall, it could end up like the Mona Lisa. Like, come on. That's all there is to it. Hanasarasa insisted that this was the insisted that was the case. What great internal dialogue. That is what she literally said. So you're saying this is all a coincidence? I don't buy that. So now you're questioning it. I guess she's not a good guy, so you're not immediately assuming she's right. Well, maybe not a total coincidence. Someone found a phone in your world, and that's how all this got started. It was me who put it there. What? That was obvious. That's why the dream world you saw looked exactly like mine. You sent a phone to a parallel world? No, not just the phone. You're here too. But how? Asking the real questions, finally. Well, let me tell you. There's a really narrow tunnel connecting the two worlds. You are not about to bullcrap this. This story isn't terrible, it's just so heavy-handed. It is a little bit force-feedy. A little bit. The exit over here is in endless mirrors. I know it sounds made up. That's because it is. This is non-canon, but I'm here for the ride. But our two worlds are physically tied together. Wait, but you said you had a time limit. I can't believe you. You're wondering if this is all because of your wish. Am I right? How could you know that? Bzz, bzz. Yeah, convenient. Yeah. Based on the questions you answered, she says earlier in the other chapter. Yeah, she asked the wrong question and suddenly her connection's about to drop. See you inside. That's not ominous. She literally can't fight. How is this gonna... Things that have to do with parallel worlds are always hard for me to read. I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing. I like parallel worlds when they're done well. If you've seen Into the Spider-Verse, that is such a banger. It's such a good movie. Second part is also amazing. Third part still hasn't come out yet. Hopefully that one's good too. Like, you can do alternate and parallel worlds. You can do them well. You can do them really well. It's just really easy to get poorly. To do poorly. A video chat again. Yeah. Welcome. Can't wait to see you. You're not coming to greet me? Huh? Yeah, sorry, but I'm really close, I promise. This area is not that deep, so it can't be that dangerous. That's not what you're worried about. You're worried about what I know, right? And what you can do to her. I feel like you could kill her pretty easily. When you become a magical girl, you made an unspeakable wish. You've been cowering in guilt and uncertainty since. All the time wondering when and how it'd come true. That's why you came out here. It's just a labyrinth, how bad can it be? Am I right? That look on your face tells me all I need to know. Oh, I didn't read your mind or anything. I already knew. Can she read minds? Because the you in my world made the exact same wish. My connection is so bad, she says in perfect clarity. Make her right up ahead. That's where you'll find me. Why do you know where she is? You'll see a weird projector-like thing. I'll meet you there. What in the world? Why do you have reception at all in a witch's labyrinth? What? Funsies. Funsies. Take right up ahead. That's where you'll find me. You'll see a weird projector thing. I'll meet you there. This is weird. Indeed, it's a weird projector thingy. Why does it feel like she's hiding from me? I don't know, she's probably just not actually here. I don't know. When I called her from the entrance, I thought she invited me in because she was a copy and couldn't leave the labyrinth. But her connection was really bad, which made me think she might be deeper inside. Was she trying to lure me towards danger? Why is it just canon that radio... what's the word? The spectrum, the radio... oh, what's it? Electromagnetic spectrum. Why in the world are things from the electromagnetic spectrum just able to go in and out? Like, specifically radio waves? Or not even radio waves. Flipping, the gigahertz bandwidth thing or whatever the crud. Is she trying to lure me towards danger? If so, she'll use every excuse in the book to keep hiding from me. I'll have to wait and see what her next move is. I have to find out. What exactly does she know? Why does it matter? I mean, I get that it matters to you, but still, is this what she was talking about? Yeah, it's a projector. Hey, you made it. Can you turn the handle on the projector? That'll get you to the room I'm in. What? Room? She's still hiding from me. If you're there, why don't you just come out? Think carefully. Does what you see truly exist? What in the world? I understand, but for some reason they always make it hard for me. Even the Spider-Man one is hard for me. I think I only adapt well to those types of stories if I ignore the part about the parallel world, just assume that everything happens in the same place, or I just try to forget about it. Oh, so it's like the idea that there can be like multiple versions of the same thing. I suppose I can sort of get that. Are you really even here? I knew you'd figure it out sooner or later. You're right, I'm not there. This whole thing was a trap. All right then. Yeah, something like that. I get that manipulating people is her whole shtick, but I feel like that's just anyways. You figured it out sooner or later. This whole thing was a trap. I'm really in an abandoned corner of the alternate Kamihama. What you saw in the background was just a convincing image. Don't get me wrong, this place really is connected to endless mirrors by a narrow tunnel, which I like, why would anyone believe you? Like, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's a hole that was forced open, so it's only going to stay open for a few more days. In... Oh, what series was that? Can't remember. I don't like Hana. I think she needs to cut her hair. It is kind of all over the place. She kind of reminds me of the string cheese mascot. I kind of like her design. I think it is kind of weird how they clump together and also kind of like come out from the back, and there's like one ahoge, but it's kind of weird. It's definitely not big enough for a person. Just barely big enough to fit a phone and then get it to the entrance somehow. And barely within range of reception. That's why my connection kept dropping. You can't just say that. Like, why is your cell provider connected to your phone perfectly capable of communicating with the cell provider in this alternate universe? Isn't your phone number being taken by someone else, or are you just connecting to Wi-Fi? Why does this building have Wi-Fi in that case? What is this? Mabayu did better with the same type of hair. I will look up the character real quick because I do not remember who that is. Mabayu Madoka Magica. Image. Oh yeah, with like the I kind of like how her hair honestly kind of looks like film reels. I'm not sure if that's what they were going for, but it's nice. Yeah, hers is just kind of messy. Less whatever this is. I think both of their hair is meant to look messy. Yeah, but Mabayu's actually does look messy, and hers just kind of looks like she's got blades of string cheese sticking out of her head. In a cartoony way, yeah. But I need to get to your world. Why? And that's where the projector comes in. It's a magical projector that makes that the copy is made for me. Why are you dropping exposition again? You can use it to exchange things of equal value between our two worlds. Oh, so you're gonna replace yourself with Mitama? Are you implying that you're the same value as Mitama? Someone who doesn't even value themselves enough to stick around after getting caught? Like, what are you talking about, bro? You are not more... I guess, actually, she probably hates herself, too. That's an implication. It's an interesting implication. I'd still say the life of a terrorist is worth less than someone who's at least trying to help. Let me explain. You can send a magical girl from your world over here. Wait, so like if you tried to replace like Madoka with yourself, would that work? You said equal value. I don't know. And in return, it'll send a magical girl from my world over there. Oh, but it can't be controlled from this side. Why? Why can it only be activated from this side? That doesn't make any sense. Why is it not two-way? So I need you to use your magic to turn the handle. What? Would a regular girl not work? Yeah, that's another point. Like, what do you mean by value? It was probably just a throwaway descriptor, to be completely honest. Like, they probably didn't actually think about that in the slightest. It's probably just... Ah, jeez. I don't know, but it's two different, like, object types, and regular people and magical girls are two different object types, so I'm not sure that would work. It doesn't matter. It's a random projector in a side story that's non-canon, but still. You'll come here and I'll go there. We'll trade places, she says, even though this is like her whole plan. Why would she tell her that? I've been waiting such a long time for this. All I needed was a magical girl who'd be curious enough to make it this far. I bet you're thinking there's no way you're turning that handle, right? You're just gonna like control her or something. But you're gonna. You're standing close enough to the tunnel. I know you're in range of my power because it's already working. Jeez. For someone who can read and like manipulate minds, she got manipulated real easily. Crank. Okay. How are we gonna wrap this up? This is gonna sound weird, but the other day a guy said that he saw giant breasts on Hana because the gray part of her clothes made it look like that, and that was the first time I saw it that way. Now I can't stop looking at it. I find it so funny. Hopefully she comes back on screen so I can see what you're talking about. Oh, actually, yeah, I did see that. For the second that she had her arms down. That is hilarious. Yeah, what you call the alternate Kamihama. We traded places. Pulls like the weird like canvas part of her clothes when her arms are down. You know what they say about curiosity, little kitty. Oh, I finally made it. Honestly, I was about to give up. The hole was starting to close. And my connection kept dropping. I thought I was out of time. So this was your plan all along. Oh, I guess she made it so that it couldn't be controlled from the other way around, so Mitama couldn't get back. I suppose. Why couldn't you just make it single use or something? You're not planning on going back, are you? Yeah? Want to know why I did it? Then let me give you the big reveal. You're gonna get caught in your other world and you, I don't know, didn't want to get caught, so you left? That's my guess. There you go. Ah, yeah. Keeps closing her arms. One day, a close friend of mine disappeared. Bro, no one cares about your sob story. You're a literal terrorist. Her name was Mikoto Senna. Not that you need to know. Let me look that up real quick. Is that an actual person? Mikoto Senna. Images. Indeed, actually, this is yeah, I remember her from the like one of the later events. I think if I remember correctly, there's some like lore implications about her that I'm not gonna mention because that would probably be pretty spoiler-y. Her name is Mikoto Senna, not like you need to know. It's funny, I really didn't see Hana the same way after that. Yeah, it's hilarious to when you see it. No one knew what happened to the magical girls who used up their power. Where do they go? Why do they disappear? But I wanted to see her again. She was important to me. So I searched for a magical girl with the power to connect two separate spaces. I used my power of suggestion and made her use all her power to connect me to wherever my friend was. Jeez. Not sure why, but a tiny hole opened up, and a narrow whoa, made her use all her powers. I just realized what that meant. Okay, jeez. Not sure why, but a tiny hole opened up, and a narrow tunnel connected connected this world to a labyrinth called Endless Mirrors in a parallel world. My friend is either in this labyrinth or the world beyond it, right? Or, you know, literally is the labyrinth, but, you know, that's besides the point. So through that hole, I used my power to control the copies. Most were useless, but there were some that could use magic. So she forced that girl to become a witch? Jeez, yeah. I tried to use them to get information about what was going on outside, but it was tougher than I thought. They wouldn't leave the labyrinth. The only information I could get was from the magical girls that wandered in here sometimes. So I decided to try using a phone instead. The two worlds are physically connected, and if I'm near the tunnel, I'm just close enough to your world to get reception. I don't like Mikoto at all, but her design is quite nice, so I'm waiting for her to arrive. Mikoto. That's not the name I just... It was the name I just... Man, my memory is amazing. I like her design. I don't know anything about her besides like one major implication about the plot, which I'm pretending like I don't know because I'm going to go back and reread the entire story sometime in the future when I have time, probably this summer. I am swamped with school. The two worlds are... Oh yeah, I already read that. But my phone couldn't connect real well to the base station, so I had the copies get me one from over there. So that's their explanation for why she has phone reception. Okay, all right then. Good for you, I suppose. It was so handy. I was able to find out more about that world and spread false information while I was at it for fun. I made the copies a lot more useful too. She has no reason to do that. I started to get an idea of what was going on over there. So I conducted a test. I played a trick on Nanaka. Wait, no, her world doesn't have witches. So she didn't force a girl to become a witch. If we're assuming that this is... Man, I'm not, at this point, I'm not sure. It could be main timeline, I don't know. It could be Law of Cycles. I don't know if it's Law of Cycles, though. It could also just be like a whole different thing. I don't know. Anyways, either way, she killed someone. She got someone to die. That's bad enough as it is. Played a trick on Nanaka Tokiwa and Kako Nanaka. Something big that would threaten their friendship. Why? To make my friend realize I was there? That wasn't a question at the end. Why? To make my friend realize I was there. Says her, I guess. This kind of sounded like internal dialogue from Mitsuma, but I guess it's not. How does it feel to spread misinformation? Yeah, literally just... just an internet troll. Turns out I was already dead in your world, but she was my best friend, so I figured she'd recognize my handiwork. She was friends with you while you were evil and a terrorist and ridiculously evil. I say again. Let me tell you, I got up to a lot of trouble. I made that annoying friend group from the Daito apartment complex click on this weird link. She is an internet troll. And I had some fun with that tiny mercenary wannabe that wandered in here. Holy crap. Bro, what did you do to Felicia? What did you do? She's she was nonverbal for days. Quotably, earlier in the story that they said that. She was nonverbal for days. What did you do to scar her that badly? What did you do? Had some fun. What a monster. But even after that, I had nothing. My best friend was still MIA, so I decided to change things up. I decided to go look for her. Jeez. Get yourself a friend who's this dedicated. That's what I'm saying. So I had the copies make that piece of junk projector, a device that would let me trade places with a magical girl in that world, so we can just create magical devices. That's not canon, right? Like that can't be canon. There's no way that's canon. That would be crazy if true. Like you can't just create, I don't know, maybe with the power of some magical girl in the labyrinth, whatever. Look, you could come up with a reason, but it sounds ridiculous. That's what happens when there's no doppel, just horror. That's why Toka was right. Yeah. Yeah. To be fair though, in the world that this Hana came from, there's no witches, so I mean there wouldn't be doppels anyways. Which theoretically means that Toka's not dead, which is a nice thought. And maybe she solved world hunger. I don't think it's canon. I highly doubt this is. It's not even close to canon. I was mainly worried about whether or not it was like based on canon and using canon elements. You know, like an alternate story, sort of like Oriko or Suzune, those types of things. Because I think they do still base themselves within canon and adhere to their rules, but just like add stuff on. I don't know. This could also be a case of like an addition that would never work in the original series. It wasn't easy, but they managed to build it. Now all I had to do was lure a magical girl to the labyrinth and make her turn the handle. By the way, if you'd turned the handle the other way, you would have been able to go back to your world. But I guess it's too late now. How would she do that exactly? Let me preempt my transportation. Around the time the device was finished, I found out about the rumor in blue of parallel memories. I knew I could make it work for me. I'd toss a phone through the hole and wait for someone to pick it up. How strong is your throwing arm? I guess you probably use like the magical girl like copies that were in there to take it or whatever and bring it to the entrance or something. But if the rumor in blue of parallel memories works how I want it to, someone's bound to get curious about my world and then bam! I knew how it'd play out. So I'm just noticing now that's a weird word. I was about to spit out a spoiler about an important plot. Luckily I stopped myself, haha. I've seen the main series. The Magia Record anime. I've seen the Magia Record anime, just not the in-game stuff. I haven't seen pretty much any of the in-game stuff. And I've read a couple of the side stories like Suzune, not Oriko, even though that's one of the ones I mentioned. I still need to read that one. But I've read Suzune and I think something else. Oh, Wraithark. I've read Wraithark as well. I knew how it played out if a certain wannabe detective took the bait. A suspicious phone. That Hana Sarasa is awfully suspicious too. Endless mirrors. I have to check it out. I left a bunch of subtle hints to guide you. My options were limited. I only had the phone and the copies to do my dirty work. But I needed to put endless mirrors on your radar. And when you inevitably took the bait, all I had to do was reel you in. I just needed a magical girl to come to the labyrinth, so I could force them to use my device. The device. According to me, it has a lot to do with Arc 2. That's why I don't want to say it. That's fair. Is Arc 2 after the second season? Could force them to use the device. All right, last 3. So they're going to wrap it up now. It could. This is part 1 technically, so it could end on a cliffhanger, and it probably is gonna end on a cliffhanger. I could hear Hana Sarasa talking to me from the other world, as I found myself trapped in an abandoned corner of the alternate Kamihama. Arc 2 don't exist in anime version, so they skip over it. Weird. Okay. You know, this whole thing was a pretty big gamble. It was getting harder to get reception on my phone, and the tunnel I forced open wasn't going to last forever. If the rumor in blue didn't work like I expected, or you weren't as perceptive as I thought and didn't show up, that was it. Anime just covers the first arc. Okay. So they didn't, like, remove it. By the way, I'm starting to think Hana is schizophrenic, and all this is happening in her mind. Well, that's an interesting prospect. So would you say, like, are we first person perspecting Hana? Is that what you're proposing? About to resort to kidnapping anyone who wandered into the labyrinth, or something just as extreme. I was that desperate. I'm surprised she didn't start with that, considering that she's killed so many people. Like, I feel like forcing someone to get into the labyrinth would not be difficult for her. But I did it. I won, and it feels awesome. So then why is this Mitama's story? Well, to be fair, telling someone's story from the perspective of someone else is literally the main idea of Madoka Magica. But it wouldn't be that bizarre, but I think that as like a story implication is bizarre in and of itself. Like, I feel like Hana Sarasa isn't an important enough figure to warrant a story that's entirely based on her schizophrenic tendencies, if she has any. I'm not sure. It's an interesting thought for sure. I'm not sure that's the case though. If there's some other lore implications that you're basing that on, then I'm not sure. But from what I understand, that would be bizarre. But I did it. I won, and it feels awesome. I can't wait to do all the stuff I can only do here, like getting people to witch out. I guess have fun with that. It's so dark. Where am I? She said this was an abandoned corner in the alternate Kamihama. Surely the copy of the mirror believes itself to be the main character, and that is why it is schizophrenic. So you're saying that she's a mirror dweller? But where's Mitama then? She said this was an abandoned corner of the alternate Kamihama. I don't have a place to go home to. I don't have a way to contact the people I love. Okay. You love people? I guess maybe Momoko. This must be punishment. Punishment for using my wish as a curse to bring misfortune. Yeah. Doom. Doom and gloom. Go for it. I deserve this. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely, Mitama. Whatever you say. You definitely weren't manipulated by an outside force when you had good intentions. Coordinator, where the heck are ya? Bro forgot she had a phone. That's crazy. Well, I'm gonna get out of here. Don't take it seriously. It was a joke. Well, it's still interesting to think about. It was still interesting to think about for sure. Copy of a mirror. Yeah, I mean, it was interesting to think about for sure. I'm gonna get out of here. First thing I'm gonna do is find Senna, who definitely is existing there. Yeah, that's what you think. Cleaved. Cleaved. Coordinator, I'm here. What do you need me to do? Turn the projector's handle in reverse. That's why my way home. Oh, but be careful. It'll drain you of a lot of your magic. I thought like the whole thing with Mitama was that she didn't have that much magic. Like, that's why she wasn't able to fight. Okay. I don't care. Hang on. Wait, so it just returns them and doesn't replace them? So one way replaces the other way, just brings them there? What? Why? Okay. I don't understand. I'm questioning the motives and intentions and creative decisions of a very obviously psychotic person. But whenever there is a character with a manipulative complex, I tend to believe that they have a main character complex, and I gave Hana schizophrenia to spice up this strange story. Yeah, the story is definitely strange. Our world was intruded by a visitor from a parallel world, but they left as quickly and quietly as they came. They left as quickly and quietly as they came. Didn't Momoko turn the handle? Momoko doesn't plan on telling anyone about this, and neither do I, because it's because you don't remember anything. What? Huh? What? Last thing I remember is reaching for the handle. That's why turning it the other way set things back to the way they were. Wait, so did it reverse time? What? Huh? Did it? Huh? What? What? Are you gonna explain it at all? Slight time travel, just a little bit. Yeah. What is going on? Coordinator, where the heck are you? I don't remember any of this, but apparently Momoko had sent me a message. You could check your phone to double check that. When I saw it, we were able to communicate telepathically for a short while. Why? Why? What? What? Huh? What? That's how she found out what was going on and was able to catch Hana off guard. This story is so weird. It's my least favorite Exedra story thus far. There hasn't been that many, but I'd have to agree with you. It's really, to be fair, the first one was kind of funny. Not funny, sorry. I mean, the April Fool's one was kind of funny because it was literally just like, oh, that's a weird dream. And the first story, oh, it was... honestly can't even remember. I honestly can't even remember what it was about. Momoko is affected by the culinary atrocities that Mitsuma gives her to eat. Yeah, 100%. She developed schizophrenia. 100% because of the food that Mitsuma gave her. So it didn't actually happen. She's just hallucinating. So she found out what was going on and was able to catch Hana off guard. Cleaved again. Is she alive? If I messed up, you would have been gone forever. Now everything makes sense. I'm just glad you had good reception. Jeez. How? Everything from here is just my deduction about the case after talking to Momoko and getting my facts straight. Hana Sarasa from the alternate Kamihama used me, an amateur detective. Man, you gotta throw shit at yourself like that. Why? To try to get me to trade places with her. But Momoko got worried, came to Endless Mirrors, and put the projector in reverse. Hana returned to her world, and I returned to mine, and that was the end of that. Why? Why? Did she lose her memories up to the point of you turning the handle as well? Why did they bother making that a plot point? Why did they make it work like that? It just creates questions. Okay, so she's alive? Yeah, the implications of that are interesting. She's just gonna come back. So let me get this straight. If I had just minded my own business, Hana would never have come here? Yeah. Yeah, a period. Indeed. Correct. I mean, she still would have been causing trouble from the other world. She still is. You just sent her back. She got here because of everything you did. Angry. I can't believe it. I'm so embarrassed. If Momoko isn't the schizophrenic, then the mirror version of Hana ate something Mitama left around and now has schizophrenia. That's Mitama's special power, causing schizophrenia in her using her food. Well, the projector's destroyed, so there's no way for her to come back, right? There is totally a way for her to come back. Did you not hear the story of how she got here in the first place? If she doesn't have someone who has the same powers as the person that got her here first, all she has to do is manipulate a vulnerable person to make a wish to do the same thing. Food's her weapon, indeed. What a Mitama moment. Yep. And once that tunnel's gone, this'll all be over for good. Tunnel's not gone yet? It should just be a few more days. Let's just hope nothing happens between now and then, and definitely not monitor it while it's closing. I tried Hana's phone, but I couldn't get through. She's probably out of range now. I guess it's true that the whole connecting this world with the alternate Kamihama was closing up. To be safe, I told everyone to stay away from the endless mirrors for a while. Yeah, so no one sees if she's able to get in. I mean, I feel like you should just have people watching it constantly. That would make my whole theory make sense. I'm the genius this story needs. Honestly, any kind of plot implication that was consistent would be appreciated, because this story feels a bit all over the place. Not sure what she's capable of, so we have to be careful for at least a few more days. And again, they're not trying to watch it. If nothing happens, I think it's safe to say that the other Kamihama won't be messing with our lives anymore, as if they're the victims. You gave them back their biggest terrorist. Have some sympathy, Mitama. You were literally equating the lives of your friends to the lives of the people in the other world earlier. So it's flipping passively, but still, you were. So why in the world are you just okay with sending back a terrorist? All right. Part 30. The last one of part 1. I can only imagine what part 2 and maybe even 3, maybe they'll make 4 parts to this story to flesh out all the all the plot points, close up any loop, any gaps. And so the mystery of the alternate Kamihama came to a close. I can say this with confidence. I think. Yeah, because like every other time that you've said things with confidence, you were very much correct, Mitama. I guess this isn't over yet. Nope, it said part 1. But I hope it will be soon enough. Some detective. I almost became the little kitty who was killed by curiosity. Wow, Mitama, what an OP strategy. My investigative assistant saved the day. Just like in the case files... In the case files of Doyle the White Tabby. I get that makes grammatical sense because it's the in the title, but why would someone out loud say that? I don't know. Well, you and that detective in the book are both magnets for trouble, that's for sure. But when it comes to deduction, I mean, that probably hurt to hear, that first part of the sentence. If I was her, like, that would hurt. That's for sure. But when it comes to deduction, never mind. You did good, coordinator, she says for the first time. Man, she's been nothing but a hater the entire story. Thanks, Momoko. But how did you know I was in trouble? It was pretty obvious from the look on your face. Yeah. Why'd you wait that long to get in touch with her? What? I'm sorry, I'm closing up for the day. What's going on? Aww. Look at you being all caring. Shut up. I just thought something was off, that's all. You made that post about endless mirrors. Stop. They're learning about the power of friendship. The most powerful of powers. You have been kinda weird lately. Aw, I knew you had a soft spot for me, Momoko. You don't have to explain yourself, your actions speak for themselves. The fact that you did what you did is all that matters. See? Totally weird. This is going to end soon if that happens. Well, this is the final section for part 1. As I chatted with Momoko, I suddenly remembered something Hana said to me, that my curiosity would get me killed. But it wasn't curiosity that made me fall into her trap. It was the guilt that I carry with me. No, it was curiosity. It was curiosity. I mean, like, the whole thing was that you wanted to know what she knew about your wish. Like, I get that your guilt was involved, but it was mainly curiosity. Despite my burden, I'll continue to be complicit in questionable activities, all under the guise of the neutral coordinator. What a liar, Mitama. Yeah. And all the while hiding secrets from my good friend Momoko, using confidentiality as an excuse. The lesson you needed to learn here was not that you need to be less confidential. You need to be more confidential. You need to stop telling people things. Actually, I guess her involvement in Magia Accord, from as far as I knew, was strictly a bad thing, so maybe, well, actually, it was a good thing, realistically. I mean, doppels aren't a bad thing. Well, anyways. What's up, Coordinator? Nothing. It's just the light. The light. Ah. Hello, Doyle. Gotta close out with the most important character, of course. All right. We couldn't play the other day. Let's make up for that today. I have something for you. Ta-da! A foxtail cat toy. Look at you all curious. Please don't tell me the cat dies. Okay, that was it. Many Worlds Interpretation. Posey Part 2. The end. For Case 1. Which means that there's going to be Case 2. At least. Either that or they cancel it, I don't know. But that was part 30 of the story. All 30 parts done in a little over 2 hours and 30 minutes. That's a lot of content for a single event. The excuse is the poisoned food that Mitsuma gave to her friends, which makes the others dizzy all the time around her. Oh, I mean, she does put ketchup on cheesecake, so... I mean, what can you expect? I've already bought out the entire shop. At this point, that's the end of the story. I suppose. I'm not going to be reading this one today, I don't believe. How long is this one? It's only 8. It's really late, though. I don't have time. I'll do it another day. Probably the day before it ends, like I did this one. But yeah, I think with the end of the story, I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. What a masterpiece is this story. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading that. Guillermo del Toro could never. Sorry, I'm not. I don't know how to pronounce that. Not sure. Thank you for the lovely stream. I am so happy that y'all were along with me for the whole thing. That was great. The comments that y'all had throughout the entire thing really enhanced the experience. I really appreciate it. But I need to go to bed because I got flipping work in the morning and I'm tired. But thanks for sticking around. I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. See ya. Good night.